Okay, everybody, welcome to today's broadcast. This is Don Martin, along with my co-hosts, Gina Connor from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Say hi, Gina.
Hi. How are y'all
And
doing?
Darwin Larson from Fort Myers, Florida. Say hello, Mr. Darwin.
What's going on?
All right. So we're excited today. Darwin, look, we're wearing the same color, bro.
No, right.
Same haircut,
Twins.
same glasses, same color, same good looks, baby. So anyway, but welcome you guys for being on the call with us. Obviously, it makes us look better in this, rose between two thorns here. But anyway, we're excited to have you guys today because today we're going to talk about how to show the plan. And we're going to keep this short and sweet because we're going to talk about the psychology behind showing the plan and the best practices of showing the plan. We're not going to get into detail on the psychology of each slide during the presentation here. In fact, we're going to talk about what to do before, certain things to do during, and then what to do after. But we're going to make it so it's comfortable for everybody to show the plan and do the right thing so you get the maximum benefit out of every plan presentation that you show. If you want to get full detail about all of the psychology of each of the slides in the plan, we did have a video training last week that John Talmadge and Pastor Pat Verfurth did together. That's in the virtual training YouTube playlist that you guys can go watch also. But today, we're going to talk about setting up the plan, what to do during the plan, not the psychology of the content of the plan, but what you want to do to maximize the benefit, okay? So that's what we're going to go through. This is going to be a short and sweet, probably, I'd say, in the 30-minute range. To give you guys a good psychology. So what I would encourage you to do is grab a notepad and a pen and jot some notes down as we go through this because this is going to be really good content for you to use moving forward. I will flip over to the slides in a moment after we talk about some of the setup stuff here. But I until then, we're just going to go with you here and jam from the platform. So again, I'm going to start off by talking about the setup, right? In today's day and age, especially with what's going on currently now, and it's going to be like this for a while where a lot of people are going to be from home for a little bit. We don't know if it's going to be a few more weeks, a month or two, or whatever it is. Obviously, this too shall pass. But with situations where challenging times come up, when you're a solutions-based business, you have a ton of opportunity to help people. And that's really what this is all about. So in this day and age right now, we have a chance to help people tremendously. In 4 different ways. And I want to start with this because I think it's important for you to really understand the 4 massive benefits that we provide today that pretty much most people out there need benefit, at least in one, if not several of these categories, okay? So I'm just going to start off with this to begin. Benefits and solutions that we provide when you're out there. We have 4 major things that this company provides benefits solutions right now. Number 1, we have an opportunity for people to shop from home. Everybody needs to shop from home. Everybody should be shopping from home to keep themselves or family safe, but most importantly, to save money and in a tumultuous time in the economy right now. People want to be able to shop from home and save money. So that's the first opportunity we have to offer with our business, whether it be for consumers or entrepreneurs, a way to shop from home and save money and potentially make money if you're in the business. That's number 1. A phenomenal online shopping platform. Number 1. The second thing we offer is the availability of people to have access to high quality, best of the best products in industries that are important now. For example, health and wellness, products and services that have massive benefit of improving immune function, improving health and well-being, giving people the opportunity to have themselves positioned in the best possible way for their health in a challenging time in the world like we're in. Also, ways to disinfect your household with our disinfecting products. Everybody's looking for things like this. And by the way, our products, our disinfectant product is listed on the approved products to clean up and do all the disinfecting in major facilities are disinfectant through SNAP. So that's a second thing we have to offer. High-end quality products and services that people need right now, whether it be improving their health, improving the sanitization of their household, sanitizing their hands, washing their hands, keeping themselves safe and healthy. That's a second thing they have to offer in the marketplace today. And as a broker, they're the best best of the best bar none, because if they weren't, we wouldn't have them. So that's number 2. The third thing we offer is a way for people to make money from home now. And remember, all this is for us to help other people. I'm not looking to try to massively profit from a challenging time, but you got to understand, entrepreneurs are people that become successful by helping provide solutions during challenging times. That's where a lot of successful entrepreneurs built their foundation to where a business was built huge. So in a challenging time, always hides or encapsulates opportunity to become successful. And you help become successful in our business by helping the most people solve problems. And that's really what this is all about. So the third thing is for people to be able to make money from home now, meaning today. They can start offering products and services that everybody needs, wants, and is trying to find at the highest quality product, at the highest quality, and make retail profit from that. Because a lot of people in this day and age, isn't it true, are struggling. They might not be able to work. They might be self-employed, or they might have a job that they're getting furloughed, or they're getting less pay than they're used to having, but they still need to survive. So we can help people make money today by offering those products and services that I talked about to help people bridge the financial gap with retail profit. Obviously, our profits on our product average between 30 and 50% retail profit on anything sold, and some of the customizable things that you can see back through here, like custom foundations and stuff, could be up to 300% profitability in terms of retail profits. That's a third way people can make money now from home. And then the fourth way we can help people is helping them build a residual income. Now, here's the thing. For the last 10 years, everybody thought, man, I got a great job. I don't have anything to worry about, right? But challenges happen. And now everybody thought we had the most powerful economy in ever, probably, for our country. And then all of a sudden, something happens. A challenge happens in life. And it's not that way anymore. And people realize, oh, man, I need a backup plan. I need something to help me solidify myself. I need a residual income. So the fourth thing we provide is the ability to help people build a residual income. But here's the challenge with that. People can't create a residual income when they need it. You have to build a residual income before you need it. So the only thing we can't provide a fix for now is we can't help people create a residual income now for the challenge now. We can help them with the first 3 things, but we can't create the residual income now. But what this situation did is it told everybody out there and made everybody realize that no matter how great it seems, I need to build a residual income so the next time a challenge happens, I'm prepared for it. I don't have to worry about the financial side. Because here's the deal. This isn't the first challenge that we're going to have in our lives, and it's not the last. Whether it's a large-scale thing that affects everybody or a small-scale challenge that affects you where you're trying to handle something for yourself on a personal level, or a family member where you need to take some time away from work, it would be nice to not have to worry about money and fix the problem or handle the challenge that comes up when it comes up. So people are realizing now that they need a residual income because this too shall pass. And in the next few weeks or month or two or whatever it is, it'll be past, we'll move on, but people will realize, wow, I really need to have a residual income so the next time a challenge happens, I have it. And that's a fourth thing we provide. So mastering that up front, guys, and knowing how to share that is so critically important. So people are positioning themselves properly moving forward. So that's that. Anything you want to add, Gina or Darwin?
Yeah, I just kind of remember the last time, of course, everybody knows our story and how we, were in before we came back. We built this before when we didn't need it. And then there was a time when the recession, the mini recession before the massive one hit, where we had this residual income. And we went from like executive to what they call today senior master coordinator in a matter of no time because we took advantage of, it's not like, but I don't want to sound like, like you're taking advantage of a crisis, but it's the truth. People are more attuned to what's going on right now. I mean, like Toby right now, she's a retailing machine with just people that, are cooped up in Virginia, Pennsylvania, so on and so forth. It's all it is basically just, sending out products and stuff and getting on these Zooms. I'll be honest with you. One of the things that I will tell you about that too, and it's one of the 4 things is we're able to help people. We had forgotten about a product called Oxygen Plus. Totally forgot about it. Yesterday, Vina mentioned it on a Zoom call that Gina and Toby were on, and I believe she's already sold a bottle of it.
Yeah.
Just because we just didn't. There's so many products
Yeah.
that you can kind of get caught up in it, but it's just one of those things right now where, like Dawn said, and it's very important that we understand this. We're going to talk a little bit more about this, but you don't want to be a mass marketer right now, but you do want to be able to provide solutions. And everybody's looking either for freaking toilet paper, for water, for disinfectants, those types of things. All you have to do is say, I have access to.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what people are looking for.
I have access to a way to shop from home. I have an access to a way to save some money when you shop from home. I have access to products and services that can improve immunity, or disinfect your household, or keep you, disinfected, whatever. I have access to a way to make money right now from home if you need that, and I have access to a way to create residual income. That's it. Perfect way. Gina, anything?
Yeah. No, I think you guys covered it all. It's just a matter of just asking people, how can you help them during this time? And being genuine about it. That's why mass marketing isn't going to work, because that's not personalized. It's about reaching out to people, being personable, genuinely from your heart, caring about them and helping them.
Yep.
And that's what we've always been that. It's just now is the time for us to really dig our heels in and reach out to more people than we ever have.
That's right. Perfect, Gina. Thanks. All right, so let's talk about, so that's the first thing, is the setup. Knowing how to tell people you have access to, and just doing that. Now, the next thing is we're going to talk about the approach to get people to evaluate the business on the Zoom. Real quick, I only want to take about a minute or two on this. And I'm telling you guys this, keep it simple, short, to the point, right? So you can use what Darwin just talked about. Hey, listen, I have access to this, or this. Is that something you'd like to learn more about? Or do you know anybody who'd be interested in something like that right now? Because I have access to it. Do you know anybody who needs one of those 4 things? Right? So that's the first approach. Do you know anybody who needs access to it? Great. I can show you how that works. Or I can show you how we have access to it. Right? So that's one way you can book into the Zoom. Second way for me is this. Right now, my number one thing is I just want to get people on. Right? I just want to get people on and have them evaluate and check it out. So my approach is very, very simple. I'm just going to ask people for some help. Hey, listen, I wonder if I can get some help from you, right? I would like you to, can you do me a favor and evaluate something for me? I really, really could use your feedback, simply because you might know a way to help me get the word out, right? Would you mind evaluate what I'm doing, what I have going on? I have some solutions that I have to offer in today's day and age. Right now, I can help a lot of people. I just like you to do me a favor and evaluate it. Because I really could use your feedback moving forward. And that's really much it. I really, really could use your feedback. Would you evaluate something for me? What is it? That's what I want you to evaluate. When can we get on a Zoom? I'll get on a Zoom and I can show you kind of things we have. And then you can get into the 4 things. So that's a simple approach for me. I actually take the evaluation approach and I shrink it down in this situation. Why? Because in a challenging time that says people don't know a lot to evaluate something. Everybody seems to be looking for something. Right? So I just simply say, hey, Gina, listen, can you help me out for a quick second? I need you to evaluate something. I need you to check something out for me, and I really could use your feedback. Can you do that for me? That's what I have to say. I say, yes or no. And she said, what is it? I said, well, I actually, in a situation right now, I'm looking to, and really starting to really work from home, and I have some solutions I can provide out there between this, and this, right? Shopping from home and saving money. Getting access to products and services that can improve immunity and help you disinfect your household. Helping people, I even have an opportunity to help people make money from home and create an ongoing cash flow from that. And I just like you to evaluate it, get your feedback on it. You might know the right people, or you might know people that can benefit from it. I just want to get the word out as fast as I can. That would help me out tremendously. And that's it. Would you mind evaluating it and getting together on a Zoom with me so I can share with you what I'm doing? That's it. How about you, Gina? What's your approach right now?
Yeah, I pretty much the same thing. More people have time. All we have is time.
Yeah.
So usually when you approach people, a lot of times it's hard to get them to sit down with us or meet with us because they're busy.
Yeah.
That's usually the excuse, like, oh, I don't know when I'm going to be able to fit that in. At this point, people are, looking for things to do, so I'm not really having any no's at this point. It's just, and in fact, like I said before, I have people that are reaching out to me now, people that I've talked to in the past, months ago, even, that are saying, show me what you got, because I have the time. Either it's because they have the time to look at it to help me out, or they're in a situation and they're like, okay, I probably should have looked at this sooner, but I need to look at it now.
Right.
So
there you go.
Yeah.
Nice
I mean, the great thing that I want to add to that too is, it doesn't matter how you think about it, but this past week, they just passed that stimulus package. So everybody's going to be receiving some money or assistance along the way here in a few weeks. And now is the time that a lot of people will evaluate something, but then you can also help them, assist them along the way until they get the assistance from the government too. So it's kind of a win-win situation, because the great thing about our business and what's going on right now is it doesn't take much to get started, and it doesn't take much to get, well established, as Miriam just found out 2 weeks ago. It doesn't take that much. And then you can invite people to be a part of that along the way, because there's some help coming along the way. So it's something that I'm dealing with some millennials. And one of the things is that, they know this is coming, and they're like, they want to take advantage of it.
Right.
And so it's not something I don't even want to I'm just telling you, it's just something that's there that people can use. So
yeah, for sure. There you go. All right. So that's the second thing. Just the approaches you can use. It's just letting people know you have a way to help people. Hey, I have access to this. Do you know anybody who needs it? I'm looking to help people in this, and this categories, because that's my business, and I'm not looking to massively profit from it. I just want to help people at this moment. Hopefully they'll remember it when that's the reality. That's how you want to share it, and share it with everybody. But remember, not in a mass marketing strategy, a one-to-one marketing strategy. Direct communication, phone calls, direct conversation somehow. That's not like mass marketed through mass text, mass email, mass Facebook posts. Do it directly. That's what makes us different. Engagement, okay? So that's that. All right, number 3 that we want to talk about is how we actually show the plan online, right? So we set it up pretty good now for the first few minutes of this Zoom. Now we're going to talk about how we show the plan online and how we set it up. So here's a few tips, few pieces of advice. Number 1, obviously, you're going to do it on Zoom. So you need to have the updated abbreviated presentation. If you don't have that, let me know and I can get that to you. But you need the updated abbreviated presentation. Now, we're not going to talk about the slides and the psychology of those slides. Like I said, you can check out Pastor Pat and John Talmadge's YouTube video that they did recorded on Zoom last week, where they go into the psychology of almost every slide. It's a longer video, but it's worth it because of that. We're going to talk about how to set it up, though. The content's the content. We're going to talk about what to do before, during, and after that makes it as effective as possible. So the first thing you do is you need the slides, right? And you need to have your Zoom account. So make sure you get yourself a Zoom account and get it in your back office. You get like the $150 per month Zoom account for $9.95 because of the relationship that Market America has with Zoom. So it's like for $10 a month, it's ridiculous how great this platform is, where you can do all this stuff like you're in person with people, next to the exchange of energy, but the connection you can do through Zoom and have multiple people on with all video. So the first tip is make sure you have the PowerPoint, make sure you have Zoom. But thirdly, make sure everybody that's coming on Zoom knows that they need to be on with their video and audio on.
That's right.
I can't do this without video and audio on because there's reasons. It's just like we're in person. It has to be just like we're in person. The only difference is we can't fist pump or shake hands, but I can see Darwin. Darwin can see me. I can see Jack smiling and goofing off at his sister right now. And Jack can see me, you know what I mean? Like I see everything that's going on here, even though you're looking at the slides. I can see that Jason's probably not paying attention because his video's off. And I will stop during my presentation and make sure he's there. Look at him. He's going to say something.
I didn't want to get kicked off video, so I just muted it on purpose.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? I can see that George can't see. I would, in fact, truth be told, if George said when he messaged me at the beginning of the thing, he's sorry, I don't have no mic and no camera. but I can see you. That's all right. I would legitimately, if I was showing a plan, I would click up here and I would put remove and remove him from the Zoom. He figure out the mic and the camera, if that makes sense. You guys get what I'm saying? So anyway, that's that. What happened with my thing? So you guys still see me?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Jason. Oh, there we go. Jason just put his video on for 1 second and turn it back on again. So that's important. You need to have video on. And make sure that's on. And do not negotiate this. It's non-negotiable. It has to be just like you're in person. You have to see them, and they have to see you. Another thing, another tip is, I wouldn't do a Zoom with any more than 3 to absolute maximum 5 guests at a time. I would prefer, let's just say, if me and Darwin and Gina and Jason and Miriam all had 2 guests. That's 10 people, right? I would take those 10 people, and instead of me trying to present the 10 people with it being almost like a mass marketing thing where I'm speaking at them, I would say, hey, listen, we have too many guests on right now. We can't answer questions and engage them each individual. Hey, Darwin, can you pop your Zoom on and give, Sally, Sam, and Bill that link and take them over to another meeting room so you can engage them and answer their questions? I'll do the presentation with these 3, and then Gina, can you do a presentation with these 3? I would split them up. Now, again, this is this is what I prefer to do, because why? We're a one-to-one marketing business, and I need to be able to do one thing, and that is I need to be able to see each of the guests during a presentation and watch them all. I can't watch more than 3 to 5, and I can't also engage with more than 3 to 5. I'm going to interact with them through the presentation. I'm going to be using their name through the presentation, and I'm going to be watching them. And if I see them kind of look to their right, like Miriam's doing right now, and I'm not picking on you, Miriam. I'm just saying I can see it. She's laughing. I can see it. I would, if I'm going through an important spot, I'm going to hold for a second till she looks back and then continue. I'm engaging the same way I would in person, and that's why it's important to do that. Another thing I'm going to make sure I do is I'm going to make sure at the beginning I build rapport. I'm going to ask them about themselves, how they were introduced or how they got on the call if it's not me that introduced them to it. I'm going to ask them why they're evaluating, whether it be for an evaluation for somebody else or if they're looking for something themselves. I'm going to ask them what they do for a living, where they live, do they have friends, family. I'm going to build some rapport and some trust before I present. This is not just to get on and present. I need to do that up front. So video on's a must, and I'm just going to go to Darwin here, and he can highlight on some of this. Video on's a must. Ask them about themselves, build engaging, talk to them, communicate with them, build some trust with them. You make sure their video's on and audio's on. How were they introduced to be on today? And I'm also going to thank them for their time. And I'm going to let them know that this presentation is going to be interactive, meaning I'm just not going to be presenting to you. I want this to be engaging. I want you to feel completely comfortable to stop and ask questions. And this is another reason why I really don't like more than 3, 4, at the absolute 5 most people on it, because I need to be able to see them, but I have to be able to have the ability to interact with them. That's what makes us different. One-to-one marketing. Darwin?
Yeah. So, I mean, here's the deal. One of the things that I really want to touch on is posturing. Okay. Because the important thing is if you were sitting in front of somebody and you were showing the plan and they picked up their phone and they started texting somebody on the phone, how would you respond to that? If you were in person with it. So it's the same thing that when you're online with somebody, that you do the same thing. So I want to share 2 examples really quickly. I had a gentleman one time, I was in Starbucks, and he was part of another multi-level marketing company, and he didn't have phone, he had 2 phones, and he had an iPad in front of him. And I literally just closed up my book and just sat there with my hands crossed. And he said, "Oh, you can continue." And I said, "No, I'm not continuing because you're completely disrespectful. You're here evaluating this for a friend, and yet you got 2 phones and you got an iPad, and you think I'm going to explain something to you." So in other words, the posture is very, very important. Now, that guy didn't do anything with the business. He had no interest in it coming into it. But the bottom line is that you recognize that. I was on the phone with a very good friend of mine just this past week, and it was one of the worst experiences they've ever had with a prospect, and it was because of the posture. They did not take that away from them. The reason, listen, you can see me right now. Can you see this? You see my hands? You see me moving? it's very important that you pay attention to what your guests are doing.
Yeah.
Because if they're, you know, like this, you know, what am I doing right now?
Yeah, I'm stopping.
I'm texting, right? You
I'm
know
gonna
that
stop and say, hey, Darwin. I'll say, hey, Darwin, handle what
Exactly.
you got to handle. We'll wait.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
it's no different. Here's the deal. Do not, I want to stress this. Do not be afraid of that,
No.
because it is literally declaring your respect. It's declaring their respect for you. And it tells them psychologically that this is very important to you and to them.
That's right.
So you want to make sure that, don't let that stuff get in your head. Oh, I'll just scoot it by, because I'm telling you right now, it's going to hurt you in the end. It's going to, psychologically, it's going to hurt you. You want to make sure that you stay on top of that.
Just remember, if they like us to say they turn their video off, I'll say, oh no, Miriam, we lost you. We'll wait till you come back on. We can't see you. Like, I'm going to, you know that, Miriam, you heard me do it many times. Why? Because I need to make sure their 3-year-old just didn't run into the room and start climbing on their face.
Right.
You know, or they're taking their dog and not paying attention, or missing a really important point. Our meetings are so vital that we need to be able to be engaged for a straight 45 minutes or so doing this overview, maybe 50 minutes, hour at the max, because we're asking questions to build rapport, right? During that process. And that's more important than the content and the plan, is that you have their engagement and you're with them and you have that. You know, I had people last night who got on a Zoom and they got, I don't even know who they were. They got on a Zoom and they were like, oh, I can't get on, or my video is not working. Okay, turn your audio on. Oh, my audio doesn't work. I'll just watch. I can't present to a blank screen. I need to be able to talk to you. I have some questions for you. We have to be able to talk, and I need to be able to see you. I can't present to a blank screen. It doesn't work that way. This is a two-way conversation. It's not a one-way presentation. It's a conversation, you know? So that's the last thing. It's going to be interactive, and we want this to be a conversation and a presentation. I also encourage them, hey, if you have questions, stop me at that time and ask. I understand this is not a complicated presentation, but it's a lot of simple things that stack on top of each other. And if you miss a concept, it makes it a little harder to understand later. I'll either answer the question that you have at that time, or I'll say, hold that thought. That'll be answered on the next slide, and I'll point it out for you, right? Yeah. Anything from you, Gina, before I move on?
Yeah, I mean, I had to learn the hard way what Darwin was speaking about, you know, and you just have to value yourself enough. And I know that it's hard to do, but you have to value your time and everybody else's time enough to say, you know, if this is not a good time, maybe we need to reschedule. Wow. You know, if they're not willing to give you their full attention. And also back to, you know, during the introductions and all of that, I would just say, you know, to try to keep that as short as possible, because sometimes that can take up a lot of time, and then you're rushing through the most important part of the presentation, because we've taken so much time with introductions. And
it's an important point is don't rush through the presentation no matter what.
Right.
If you have to go
no matter
extra
what,
time,
right.
You have to go extra time.
Yeah.
You know, and remember that rapport building is more important than the info anyway.
That's
so
right.
if you,
it is.
Try not to go as long, but don't go through it so fast that the value of it doesn't happen. You know, it's kind of a balancing act. But perfect.
Yeah, but I mean, I just, you know, being girls, we tend to get off the you know, get off of the subject and start talking about our kids and school and all, you know, just try to keep it, you know, keep some order about it so that you don't get off track. That's all. Because
I'm not going to touch that.
Okay, so that's that. All right, now let's just talk about, so we got the good process. We're good. We talked about making sure the video is on and the audio is on. We asked about them. We heard about them. By the way, I always, if you notice what, I'm sitting here on, I got 2 notepads. I always have a notepad always in front of me at all times, 24/7 on my desk when I'm doing Zooms. Look, Darwin does too. Yeah. Another thing I'll do, like if I'm talking to more than one people, there you go, Gina, that's it. I will, like I'll take my notepad, I'll turn it sideways, by the way, if I'm talking to more than 2 or 3 people. And on the notepad, I'm gonna write down each of their names. Bill, Sam, Sally, Mike. Now I can see it on the slides, like when I highlight over, like I can see everybody's names here, but I don't even want to have to look. I know which one's which, and I just write down their names. So I don't, you know, I want to make sure I can use their names as often as possible, right? And that's what I'm going to talk about now. So
and also write down when they're introducing themselves, if they say things like their husband's name,
what
or
they
their
do,
kid's name, what they do. Write all of that down, because when you follow up with them, You want to be able to call their husband by their name or ask about their son by their name, you know, and that's important to people because that makes them feel like that they're important enough to you to remember people's names. Like that is very important to them.
Right.
So and I'm not good at remembering all the time. So I definitely have to jot that stuff down.
Yep, there we go.
And here's the psychological part
so
of
now
this.
during the presentation, now at this point, we're just going to roll on through it, right, Darwin? We're going to roll on through it. Talk about the, again, background of the company, right? Torch Better Business Bureau Award, total amount of revenue, 2 categories of products. You know, talk about some of the products and services and let them know in the follow-up email, right? I'm going to send you some videos on a lot of the products. You can really learn about the products and services, the affiliate stores, the 3 ways we make money, why the timing is right. You talked about those 4 things we talked about again earlier, if you haven't already yet. Why we're positioned right. What makes us different, basically what we're not, is horizontal marketing, and show them what we're not. Because that's what most people are thinking, man, is this one of those things? You know, we have to show them how those things are and then show them how we're not with vertical marketing. And then we get into our 5 steps, right? Apply, create, qualify, activate, teach, manage, and help. You go through the whole entire slides, explain all the things that make us different, why we're the solution to other things that are out there, why we're not only not a part of that industry, we're a solution to it, all those type of things, and how we fixed it moving forward. So you just go on through the slides, right? And they're self-explanatory. If you don't have this abbreviated version, let me know, right? Then at the end, and by the way, during the presentation, this is so important. All throughout the presentation, I'm going to, every 2 or 3 slides, I'm going to say, does that make sense, Gina? Mm-hmm. Do you have any questions so far? And I'm going to wait for her to unmute herself if she's muted out and answer.
Right.
I'm going to say, how about you, Bill? All right, Sam, you good? All right, any questions so far? I just want to make sure you guys are getting this. So when we get, you know, none of this is complicated, but some little simple things can get stacked on top of each other and make it confusing if we don't get it. Realize you won't get it all today, but I just want you to get about 80% of it by the second and third time. Second time, you'll see things you missed this time, and the third time, fireworks will go off in your mind if you're the entrepreneurial type of person that we are. You know, if not, you're going to think of the right person. So either way, it's beneficial. Okay. And then I go for that. Then at the end of the thing, I'll say, all right, thank you again. So I went through the whole slides. Again, the psychology, you can watch John and Pastor Pat's video on the psychology. But now we're talking about how to wrap it up. Just remember, during that presentation, constantly engage them. Keep on watching them, making sure they're watching, making sure they're paying attention, pausing at the times that they get distracted. Like if they start doing this, just wait a second. Just say, hey, do you got to get that, Darwin? You know, I'm about to get into something really important. I just don't want you to miss this point. So yeah, finish that up. We'll wait. After you do that with 1 or 2 people, they'll never do it again. Yeah. Right. And it's not, you're not doing it like mean. You're doing it professionally, right? It's not like, all right, Darwin, thanks again for you know what I mean? Do it professionally. You know, like, you know, hey, we'll wait. No problem. We're about to get into something important. I wouldn't have missed this. You know, Bill. And then we go for it. And at the end, I wrap it up. So, and I said pretty much, so that's what we have. I want to thank you for your evaluation. And I'm going to wrap it up. I asked you a simple question, you know. First of all, let me ask you this. So I don't have this on the slides, but I asked this. What did you see that was the most intriguing part of everything we talked about? What did you like most about what you saw? So from what you saw so far, what did you notice that was maybe really different from anything out there? What did you like so far? What did you like most so far? It's not like, what did you think? Or do you have any questions or anything? You start by asking the leading question of, from what you saw so far, what did you like most? What did you find that was most intriguing or different from anything else out there that you've ever seen? Yeah, Lead them to answer those questions. Right. Yeah, Darwin.
And the great thing about that is if you're engaging them every 2 to 3 slides through the process, then you know that they're paying attention. Right. So that whenever you so this is one of those presumptive questions, or you know, you already know the answer to. Right. So when you ask them this question, now you're back to engaging them. And you know, just a point that I really want to make is there's a psychology behind showing the plan. If you listen to JR, if you understand how JR does these things, it's not about JR. It's not, he hates showing the plan, right? Why does he hate showing the plan? Because he showed it 100,000 times. It's not so there's a psychological part behind that. It's not about JR. It's about who? The person sitting across the screen from you. Yeah. You know what I mean? So if you're engaging them along the way, when you get to this question and you say, what did you like most so far? What have you seen differently? you kind of already know the direction that they're going in because you've asked them questions 1 to 2, maybe 3 slides through the whole process. You understand what I'm saying? Every 3 to 4
And
slides through the process.
a lot of times that people won't interrupt, they're not going to interrupt you to ask the question. Some
Right.
people will, but a lot of times they won't. They'll just stay quiet. But if you're engaging them and you're giving them permission to
Bam.
ask the question, then they will ask.
Another thing about that question too, great point, Gina. Another thing that's important, what Darwin was just saying is that, you know, you might be thinking that you know, but you're making sure that they actually caught it too.
Yeah.
You know, you're saying, hey, what did you like so far? Oh, it just looks like everything else that I've seen before. Hold on, I got to ask that again. So give me an example. What do you think this is like? And then, oh, wait, I got to go back here and clarify. Hold on a minute. Let me go back to this point right here. And I go back in the slides, and I go to this one. And I say, wait, in what you're thinking that this is like, do they get 100% infinite search? No percentage and no levels? Do they let you accrue your volume ongoing month to month? Really? Oh, man, I never heard of it. How about, do you continue to play people in volume in so everybody gets credited for it 100%? Right? Oh, okay. They're the things that make us different, right? So I had the chance to go back when I asked that question to make sure that the points that I wanted to be delivered were delivered too. So it's almost a test of me that I covered the information adequately. So that's that. So that's the question. That's how I wrap up the presentation, right? And so that's what I say. What did you like so far? Great. And they tell me, okay, so let me ask you this question. From what you saw so far, this is how I transitioned from wrapping up the presentation into follow-up mode. And this is the final part of the presentation. I'm going to let this video, and I'm going to let Darwin and Gina elaborate on it. And I'm going to show you guys my follow-up email that I use. And I challenge them to get through it before the next time we meet. So I asked them, what did they like most, or what did they find that was so intriguing and different from anything else that they maybe have ever heard out there? Or, you know, what makes this seem so much different, whatever it might be. And I said, all right, great. Yes, I agree with you. I felt the same way. I had the same, situation a lot of times as they do. So the next question real quickly is this. So from what you saw so far, do you see anything here worth looking into further for either someone you know or maybe even yourself? Do you see anything in here so far worth looking into deeper, learning more about for either someone you know or maybe even yourself? That's how I say it. And that gives an opportunity. Yeah, or a lot of people say, yeah, me, or yeah, somebody I know, or yeah, I can think of myself and other people.
Right.
So when it's an evaluation approach, I might not even be talking to them the whole time about them. I'm just having to evaluate it. But this is where I bring up and ask them, hey, from what you saw so far, do you see anything here worth looking into further for either someone you know or maybe even yourself? And that's where they say, that's where it's like, you like struck a chord, boom, or they might say, man, me, listen, I'm really interested in this. I might want to do this. Okay, great. Well, listen, Darwin, I can't promise you anything. Guys, you have to master this saying. Listen, Darwin, I can't promise you anything. I'm not sure if this would be a perfect fit for you or not. You saw enough to learn more information. So here's what I'd like to do. Here's the next step. So that's what you have to do. Here's the next step. I'm going to send you an email. And the email is going to encapsulate a good handful of things, right? And here's what the email looks like. So I'm going to have to stop sharing the screen here. But this is where I'm at. So you guys are good with the slides here. Mm-hmm. I am going to stop the share here in the slides, right? And then I'm going to share the screen here again. Share. Here we go. So you guys can see my email, right? And I'm going to share this. I am going to send them this email. So this is the first thing. So here's the next step, Darwin. The next step is we need to get back together on a Zoom within the next 24 to 72 hours at the maximum 72 hours. We can't go longer than 3 days from now, but preferably in the next day or two, 24 to 48 hours. Because you're going to have more questions than you have answered as we wrapped up this Zoom and have a lot of questions. Now, in the meantime, I'm going to send you an email right now while we're together on the Zoom. I'm going to send you an email right now. I'm not going to wait till I hang up. I'm going to do it right then on the spot. I'll grab my phone and do it from my phone. So I'm going to send you an email right now. And here's what's going to be in it. You can see this, and you can adjust this. This is just my form email that I can forward out to people. This is my form email. So, you can adjust this to themselves. And number one, the first video it's going to be a background and credibility of marketingamericanshop.com. Guys, this is vitally key to talk about when you're booking the follow-up. I'm going to send you a video that talks about the background and credibility. The reason why I'm going to talk, it's a 4-minute video that talks about the background and credibility of the company. The reason I'm doing this is because in today's day and age, our company has tons of success and over 30 million unique visitors a month on our site. Because of that traffic and that attention we have, there's a chance that you can find manipulative content on the internet that's trying to redirect people that want to check us out to something else for their own gain. It's called name hijacking or clickbait. There's a ton of it that goes on out there. As you saw earlier, we're Better Business Bureau rated, A+, Torture War Marketplace Ethics, but for whatever reason, people try to manipulate successful companies. I mean, they do it to Amazon all the time. They do it to even Mother Teresa trying to steal her traffic by saying things bad about her. It's not even true. Just understand this video explains you how to disseminate between valid, good, quality content about us and stuff that might not be of any credibility whatsoever. It helps you understand. It gives you the truth about our model. So let me say that video first. Guys, that's called inoculating your people. You must hit that. If you don't do it, and they go out there and they find something, it's hard to find negative flow on us anyway, but is it out there? Yeah, it's not because it's valid, it's because people are trying to steal. They don't know how to create business on their own merit or traffic to their own site on their own merit, so they try to use other people's merit by saying something bad about it. News stations do it all the time, even to this day, and so do, internet marketing entrepreneurs. It's just what they do. It's not credible. We've done it organically by built success, so you have to address that. And that's why I say that. So if they see something, they go, oh, Don did tell me this would happen, and they know why. They're not taking off guard or backdoored from it. So that's the first thing you'll see on the email is this little 4-minute background credibility of the company. Watch that first. I mean, I would do that right away as soon as we hang up. It's important for you to do that right now because I want you to know that. Second thing is we're going to send you a video or two on some of our product information because obviously we didn't have enough time to go through all the products. We have a lot of products, as you saw earlier. Hundreds and hundreds of different exclusive products. So I'm going to send you 2 videos in the email. One is a Vimeo video that's a quick, fast hit on a lot of our top-selling products, give you a good feel for it. Another one is one that Don and Jason did that went into detail on some of our products as well, just to give you a good idea of some of the things that are of benefit today in this economy. Third thing I'm going to send you is our company's PDF with all the clickable links that are on there, so you can learn about the company from a multi-page PDF. It's a pretty good thing. I'll give you a profile on one of my senior partners, Don, and it tells you like they're successful, which you have direct access to. And then the last 3 things I'm going to send you is I'm going to send you some of my favorite audios that I have so you can start listening while you're working out and exercising. The faster you can get through this stuff, the more equipped you're going to be to know about it and know if it's a good fit for you. But I want to treat you like you're on the inner circle, and this is another thing I say. I want to treat you like you're on the inner circle. I'm going to provide you training content that people typically wouldn't get till they're a part of our business. I want full disclosure, and I want you to see everything we do and how we train it now so you can make the most solid, educated decision. You can see from the inside out how we teach and train. So I'm going to send you my 8 favorite audios, and then I'm going to also send you the last video, which is the evaluation approach. So when we get together, so I booked the time. So what's the best time? Tuesday, Wednesday, great. Or right now it's Sunday, right? So today's Saturday. What's today?
Sunday.
Sunday. I don't know what day it is. So today's Sunday. So I'm gonna say Tuesday, right? Or Monday. I want to do it between 24 to 48 hours, 72 hours at the longest. So Tuesday, 7 o'clock. All right. Now, when we do this on 7 o'clock, I'm gonna have one more encouragement. Because let me ask you a question. If I can guarantee you'd be making $2,100 a week, you'd start today, wouldn't you? Yeah, I can't guarantee that. The only thing I can guarantee is if we don't test this out, we won't know.
That's right.
I have a way to show you that this will work before you even start. When we get back on Tuesday to get your questions answered, feel free to invite 1 or 2 or 3 at the most people to come on and evaluate the business for you. We'll do a quick run through for them and see how they respond. I'll attach the video on the bottom of the email that explains you exactly how to make that approach. Remember the key to this. I don't want you to get anybody interested. I just want you to ask them to evaluate it and give you their feedback and help you make a decision whether it's for you or not, right? We'll do the presentation and see how they respond. They're either going to know the right people to refer you to, or maybe they'll become interested themselves, or maybe they won't. But if we do this with 2 or 3 people once or twice or 3 times, we'll probably find 2 to 4 that want to partner with you And that'll be the proof that this will work for you, and we can get you started at that point. Does that make sense? And that's how I book my follow-up through Zoom, and I book it on at the same time. So that's that. Anything? And then I send them the email on the spot. And oh, by the way, and then I finish up by saying, hey, so here's my challenge to you. My challenge to you is this. Get through as much of that information as fast as you can, and try to get through all of it except for all the audios, because there's like 8 to 10 audios that are longer. But the background credibility, the 2 product videos, and the valuation approach video, right? Like, do that right away, like before the end of the day. Go through all that between now and the time we get together. And I would encourage you to start listening to the audios while you're working out, getting ready in the morning, cleaning, exercising, you know, whatever that you might do. Just start saturating your mind with those audios too. The more you can get in your brain, the faster, the better off it is for you, because you'll understand more about this, and it'll be easier for you to not only talk about it, but be ready to make money with it once the time is right to get you started. Make sense?
Yeah.
And that's how I do that. You want to add anything to that, Gina?
No, I think it's awesome. I love this email. I'm just reading it.
It's
I'm
great,
like
right?
looking at, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
simple,
it's pretty much the same thing that we do when we're in person, you know, with the Dropbox audios.
Yeah. Same thing.
Yeah.
Darwin, anything you want to add, bud?
Yeah, so I love experiences. I love psychology. So I'm going to share one with you. So Don and I, Don knows who I'm talking about. Is a gentleman down here. He's a very professional salesman. He's very interested in the business. He, you know, thought he knew. He came to a local seminar before he ever went to a UBP.
Yeah.
And, you know, he thought he was bulletproof. And literally he went out and started talking to people about this, you know, this business. Oh, you got to see it. And, you know, lo and behold, I mean, he got slapped around a little bit by his girlfriend, by his mom and dad.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, he came back to me and he was like, dude, I don't know what the heck. I said, here, watch this video. And it was the Shane Krangle one that's down here at the bottom about the evaluation approach.
Mm-hmm.
And when he watched it, he was on the phone with Don and I, and he was like, wow, you know, that was amazing. I wish I'd have done that, because again, folks, it's just about getting people to evaluate it. It's just about getting people to look at it. Because here's the thing, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all these places, these people are inundated with CBD oils, nails, all these mass marketing companies.
Yep.
That's not who we are.
That's
and
right.
it's a refreshing difference when you say to somebody, hey, look, I mean, go back to the very beginning of this call. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you weren't on the call last night that Don did last night with the leaders, it's posted. He went into like incredible in-depth conversation about how to work this through Zoom and how to work this through social media.
Yeah.
And he gave really deep insights on how people are doing things out there right now. And I'm telling you right now, when people realize that you have no other agenda but to help them,
Yep.
it changes the playing field.
Yep. That's that.
So
It does. It
Thank you,
absolutely
Darwin.
does. And also, you know, I think that teaching people that evaluation approach is so key, because, and you really have to, like JR says, like, you got to give them the script, because if you don't, because people have a mindset, they don't understand, because there's not anything else out there that does this. Like we truly just want referrals. So if you're, that's how we build our business. So
listen, when I was in roofing, I didn't try to go force people who had a brand new roof to have me do their roof again. You know,
right.
But I talked to everybody that I knew and said, hey, listen, I'm not sure if you guys are in the market for a roof anytime soon or not, but if you know somebody, send them my way. Let me show you what makes me different. Let me show you why you want to recommend them to me. It's just networking, guys.
It is. And it's just about, you know, it's hard sometimes, because people have that mindset about, oh, you know, when you tell them to start thinking of people and making a names list, and they're like, oh, well, I don't really know anybody that would do this. And it's like, no, we're not. I'm asking you to tell me who you know, period. It doesn't have anything to do with whether they would do this business or not.
Yeah,
it's just about, who do you know, period. Not who do you know that would do the business. Who do you know?
Well, and let me reshare again, because you just made a good point. I want to do, and I want to answer the question. Last thing I want to hit here, guys, with this is this right here. Okay, I want to reshare this. So I get to this point on the slides, as you guys can see here, right? We're right here at this point. And I say, who did come to mind? If they say, I don't know anybody. All right, there's a reason I did this, guys, in this abbreviated slide. Watch this. Look at my next slide. All right, wait, let me help you think about somebody. Let me help you think of someone who'd be a great referral for me.
Right.
Do you know anybody who's an entrepreneur? And ask them question by question by question. Now, I'm going to tell you, the only reason why people would be hesitant at this point is that they think we're something we're not, or they're just being cynical. That's okay, too. But I'm going to ask them, so do you know anybody who's an entrepreneur that would like an additional stream of income? No. Really? Nobody. Man, that's incredible. How about people that are looking for another source of income? How about people who want to work from home right now? You know anybody who's looking to make money from home right now? You don't know anybody right now in this day and age who wants to work from home? Hey, let's be honest with each other. Do you think we're bullcrap? Like, I'll say it. If you think we're bullcrap, that's it. We just say, listen, it doesn't hurt me any. They still send me my check next week, whether you believe in this or not, right? But I'll be honest with you. I just want you to know this is real. I have lots of people I've done this with. But people are looking at more and more income from home. Do you know anybody like that? How about people who want to work for themselves, and this is going to be their chance to? How about this? Worst case scenario, if they're negative at this point, all right, let's be honest with each other, Darwin. The only reason why you're so stubborn, and I'll laugh and pick on them, the only reason why you're being so cynical here is for one reason. You know somebody that was in something else, or maybe you had an experience in something else that gave you a bad taste in your mouth, and you think we're one of those. Who do you know in one of those that would like to have something that actually works? Will you give me their info? Introduce me to them. And most of the time they will. You know why? Because they don't like them people anyway. So they'll give you their number anyway because they bothered them before. They have no problem turning those people over. You know, so you'll find a way to get people to lead to people regardless. And that's that. And that's why I put this in here, because I don't have that happen often. But when it does, I know how to what? I'm prepared for it. Most of the time I never get to this slide. I'll just go from there and I'll click from here to here. I won't even get to this slide. But this slide's there for me in that situation where they say they don't know anybody. Okay, all right, let me help you. Let me help you.
And most of the time it's people that have been in multi-level marketing, that have that are mentally constipated and think that are thinking of people that they can get into this business because that's what they're used to. Yeah. They've been programmed that way.
And that's the reason why you ask them during the presentation. Does this make sense? Are you seeing what makes this different? Have you ever seen something like that before in anything you've done? If you're asking that, so Darwin, have you ever seen vertical search to infinity and any of the other things you did before? No. Almost like you ask them to make them verbally admit, holy, yeah, you're right. Hey, have you ever seen 100% credit? Have you ever seen no time period where the volume accumulates till you get paid? Have you ever seen being able to place people and volume under people? Have you ever seen reentry like that? So I ask them all those things through the presentation so they can't think we're something they are. It's just a matter if they're comfortable or not. And I'm not overly selling it. I'm just casually doing these things. I'm just being more abrasive on it right now just to point out that I do it. So final thoughts, guys, before I'm going to open this up for questions. Final thoughts, and then I'm going to stop the recording and I'm going to open this up for questions. Final thoughts, Gina, you first. Darwin, you wrap it up.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think that the most important thing to me is to just stay genuine. Just reach out to people and just really share your heart with them during this time. It's a sensitive time. Being in the beauty industry, I mean, people are scared, so just be sensitive to what everybody's going through. We're all happy and and positive because we have the answer already, but there's people out there that they don't even know what they're going to do. They don't know about us yet. So, just try to be sensitive to everybody's individual their situations, because everybody has their own things that they're going through. And just be genuine, because people can see through it if you're not. I think that we all can safely say that we're in this business because we all have a heart to help people, because that's the way it's just been designed. I mean, that the CEOs are those people. So it starts from them and trickles down. Don and Lisa, I mean, they are definitely the epitome of people that just give their hearts to everybody. They're such great examples and we follow that. And so just be genuine, be yourself. and just be sensitive and really show people that you care about them at this time. Because like Don said, it's not, there is a fine line, you know, between being an opportunist, you know, and taking advantage of a situation. But I feel like that we are taking advantage, but it's for the greater good, you know, and you just have to really position yourself and have that posture to know who you are, because people will beat you up a little bit. You're going to run into that. That's just the nature of being a human.
Yeah.
There's going to be people that are going to be negative, and they're going to say, oh, well, you're just in it to try to get something out of it. And you just got to ignore that and be ready for that and be equipped to just know that you know who you are, know that that's not the nature of this business or anybody that is in this business. And just be confident and kind of, you just have to have thick skin, you know, when it comes to that kind of stuff, and just keep listening to your audios. I think a lot of us too are getting out of our, what we're used to following our basic 5, you know. I don't know, we haven't really talked much about that, but make sure that you're still listening to your audios every day. I know that I slipped up on that a little bit for a couple days because I'm not driving back and forth to work. That's where I listen to most of my audios. So I was like, oh, wait a second, I'm missing something here. But still keep filling out your weekly accountability sheets, because our lives are different now. Like, we're doing things differently. We're trying to get used to this new normal. Yeah. But I feel like that those audios are so key to keeping us positive. When we do run into some negativity, we have to be equipped, and our minds have to be right to be able to counteract that. So I just wanted to throw that out there, because I know
awesome. Thanks, Gina.
So yeah.
Good stuff. Darwin?
Just, you know, real quick, this is not the end all. We're going to continue this next Sunday at 3 p.m. We're going to talk a little bit more in depth about the plan. We're going to cover some different things. Don and I have actually spent a little bit of time today just kind of researching on how do we draw on Zoom.
Yeah.
We're going to show you guys that next week, by the way. We're going to show you how to draw the plan on Zoom. So be prepared. Next week at 3 o'clock, we're going to show you how we can use the drawing capabilities of Zoom to show the plan by drawing it next week. It's going to be fun.
Exactly. So here's the thing. I just want to touch on something really quick. There's a lot of people in our company that don't have access to what we have. Okay, what is going on right now? And I just want to share this with you guys so you can share it with your group. We have an incredible, impeccable training system that's going on in this current crisis. All of you guys have these Zooms and things that we can be trained on. I mean, my wife, I'm sitting on a pillow on a chair because she sat here for like 2 days on Zooms learning about this stuff. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing. Every one of these Zooms that Don and Lisa have put together stack on top of each other. So each one gets you a little bit better and a little bit closer to your goals and to your dreams. Yeah. I've been doing this a long time, and I got to be honest with you. I'm more challenged right now than I ever have been in my entire life. Okay? So here's the other thing, and I'll leave you with this. Zig Ziglar's famous quote, most of you have all heard it. It's so true right now. You can have everything in life you've ever wanted if you will only help enough other people get what they want. And that's the key to this, folks. If you can just, the psychology of the plan, it's all about making sure that it's not about you. Don does a great plan. I love it when he shares the plan for me, but it's not about Don. It's about my prospect. It's about your prospect.
That's right.
And if you keep that in your mind, when you show it, it's going to be about them and not about you. And people, like Gina said earlier, can read that to a T.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us, guys. I'm going to stop the recording here. And